From the wedding altar to the grave, sad end of young couple consumed in Lagos fire. It was really a sad news when I saw the news that some of the accident that happened at the Otedola bridge or something like that caused fire. There was a couple inside that just got married like a week ago, and they were caught in that fire and lost their life. It was really sad. As you're reading this, the undertakers would either be lowering their bodies into the 6 feet under the ground or must have finished their jobs and be heading home to allow the grief-stricken families, friends, and well-wishers to bewail their ugly fate and bear the indelible mark of such a telling loss. For what remains of Dozie Okoye, a staff of Zenith Bank, Ladipo Oluwole branch in Ikeja, Lagos, and Joan Gusiora, his beautiful wife, a nurse with a promising career in the United States, would have been closed finally in the bowels of the red earth. A story that awaits all mortals, yes, so whether we like it or not. Just a month ago, on Saturday, February 22, the atmosphere at the Momo Gardens 18, Wole Olateju Crescent, Lekki Phase 1, was virtually on fire with celebration, as the same families, friends, and well-wishers gathered to add color to their wedding reception, shortly after exchanging rings and marriage vows at the St. Jude's Anglican Church on Ademola Ajasa Street, Omole Phase 1, Ikeja. But now, on this same Saturday, March 22, 1 month later, it will be another kind of music at the Okoye family Agolo village and Naocha local government area of Anambra State, where both hailed. That is where the two bodies will be sealed after that of the young lady who would have returned to her duty post in the US last week Friday, would have visited her own home in her father's compound at Enugu in the Koka local government. How did this happen? Only the couple, who are no more, could have given the full details, but from what we could piece together by family members and friends, it indicates that there were 2 out of the 4 fatal victims of the Otedola Bridge gas explosion and subsequent fire of March 11. Yes, that accident that happened on that bridge. That bridge is almost looking like it's possessed, or there's something that is wrong with that bridge that is always causing an accident. May we not be caught up in that kind of a thing. May God continue to protect us. How did it? Okay, they were said to be returning home when they were caught in the Inferno, having been completely trapped as the car in which they were traveling was right behind the tanker that exploded, and therefore had no chance of escaping, as the incident must have happened in split second. Otedola Bridge along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway has since become notorious for such accidents, as in it's been going on for far so long. Probably they should abandon the bridge, find an alternative route for people to pass, because that bridge is something else. Otedola Bridge along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway has become notorious for such accidents, having hosted similar gas or petroleum tanker explosions at different occasions in recent years, with multiple fatalities recorded. Yes, that bridge, I've had my own share of experience before too. That bridge is something else. I don't know what is wrong with that bridge. I think there's a turning that is, the way they turn at that bridge, there's something wrong with that turning that is always causing an accident. I've been on that road before. Myself and my brother, we were traveling to Shagam. As our car just passed like this, a tanker fell from the top down, as in we just passed a split second. If not for God, that tanker would have actually fell on our car. So a lot of accident has been happening on that particular route, on that particular road, and they need to check what exactly is wrong. If they've checked and it's not something that is physical, probably they should go spiritual, because something is definitely wrong on that bridge. Something is wrong on that bridge. The little account suggests that the couple's phone suddenly went off and nobody could reach them, setting off apprehension amongst their friends, who eventually tracked them at the Burns Center in Bagada and Yaba Mortuary, where their child remains were finally found on the evening of Wednesday, February 25, after days of frantic searching. It was really a sad day. In fact, it was said that the first and only means of identification that eventually gave a clue to what must have happened to the couple was when the search party finally discovered their car, which was found among the Burns vehicles at the scenes of the incident through the registration number. The wife was due to go back to her base USA last Friday. I don't have many details. Dozie started work that particular Tuesday after his wedding. The wife left for her father's house at about 4 p.m. to meet him for Dozie to pick her on his way back from work. That was the last anybody heard from them. Until next morning, when Dozie could not report at the office as he normally comes on time. That was when his colleague started calling his line without success. At this point, they got in contact with his relations to know if there was any information about him. That was how the search started. With news of the tanker explosion the previous day, they extended the search to the scene of the explosion where his burnt car was found, a family member said. Expectedly, family, friends, and close associates of the couple have remained in mourning ever since, with the parents totally inconsolable as they contemplated a life which began on a promising note for the youngsters who looked into the future with such great hope on that February 22, when they took their vow before the world would end on such a sad note in a swift, sudden, and painful way. MC the young girls, my classmates who attended her wedding ceremony 3 weeks ago, died in a gas explosion caused by a tanker at Otedola Bridge, Lagos. Joanne, your village people who did this to you will never know peace. Amen. Because that one said, make we no rule and come out. Some people are bad news. They don't like good things. And really, may God just the protector. You don't know the person that actually likes you. You don't know the person that actually has bad thoughts towards you. It could have been anybody really, but really, let's not also forget the fact that it might also be spiritual. This world is more spiritual than physical. The battle is not for the swift though, as in people, we have to be prayerful in this. And I'm not saying that they are not prayerful, but really, make bad people not just catch us. Make bad people not catch us. So my heart is heavy. I love you so much. You're supposed to go back to your base in the USA on Friday. Nelly Kelly says, outbreak at Otedola Bridge took a vibrant soul away from Ladipo Oluwole Zenith Bank. Please come back to us. 2 weeks ago, you did your wedding and resumed yesterday. And same yesterday, you said goodnight to us along with your wife. Otedola Bridge took a new couple from us, just 2 weeks old wedding. It is well. Again, the story brings to the fore the contradictions in life. Dr. Ladipo, versatile journalist and publisher of the Eagle Online, one of Nigeria's leading online newspaper, had last week penned down how he and his wife and daughter escaped the same fate by a stroke of chance, as in it will always be like in the twinkle of an eye. Having headed in the same direction only to divert towards a different road minutes before the explosion. It was God though telling you to pass another place. But while the media guru was lucky, Rotimi Adeleye, his mechanic who had fixed one of his cars, was not as he was caught in the Inferno before he could escape. Devastated and distraught, other people had prayed for the repose of the soul of the victims, but how easy would it be for the family members of these victims, especially the UKAs? Very tragic, very, very tragic. Just 2 weeks into their wedding and they are gone. May their soul rest in peace. Amen. My listeners, over to you. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to like, to share, and subscribe. Thank you for listening. See you some other time. Bye.